Hello, boys and girls. We are back today with another English language lesson for grade 7. And today we would like to look at subject and verb agreement. Are you ready to learn about subject and verb agreement? So I need you to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's lesson. All right, boys and girls. Now let's examine the basic rule as it relates to subject and verb agreement. Now, a singular subject. Let's look at the examples there. She, Bill, car takes a singular verb. Is, goes, shines. Whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. Now you're going to notice something right away here, that when we talk about the singular subject and the singular verb in this case is the verb that ends with an S. All right? So let's get that. The singular verb, when we're talking about subject and verb agreement, is the verb that ends with an S. Now, only in this context is the singular verb the one that ends with an S, like the examples we have here. Is, goes, shines. So in this context, it is a singular verb. Now let's continue. Now let's look at some examples. The list of items is or are on the desk. The list of items is or are on the desk. Now we have a subject list. Now is list singular or plural? It's singular, all right. So if it's singular, it must take a singular verb. Now in this case, the singular verb, as I said, is the one that ends with the S. So the singular verb would be is. So the list of items is on the desk because the list is singular. Let's look at another example. They is or are working towards the classroom. They is or are walking towards the classroom. Now we have the subject they. Is this subject singular or plural? It's plural, talking about more than one. So the plural subject, as the basic rule states, must what? Take the plural verb. So in this case, it's going to be are. So the sentence would read, they are walking towards the classroom. So don't you ever forget this basic rule. The singular subject takes the singular verb, and the singular verb ends with an S. And the plural subject takes the plural verb. Let's proceed. Rule number 2. So when we have agreement with words like each, nobody, none, everybody, anybody, every, someone, no one, somebody, what happens when we have words like these? What do we do with them? Now, all of these are what? Definite pronouns. Let me hear you say definite pronouns. Definite pronouns. One more time for me. Definite pronouns. Good. So all of these are definite pronouns. So they are followed by singular verbs. They're followed by what? Singular verbs. So whenever you see a definite pronoun, such as each, nobody, none, everybody, anybody, every, someone, no one, somebody, they are followed by the singular verb. And we know the singular verb ends with a S. Let's continue. Somebody in the group is wearing a blue sweater. Somebody in the group is wearing a blue sweater. Now, what if we had said somebody in the group are wearing a blue sweater? No, that automatically doesn't even sound correct. All right? So it has to be somebody in the group is. It takes on the singular verb. Let's proceed. Each day brings a new joy in the hearts of simple people. Each day brings a new joy in the hearts of simple people. So we have the definite pronoun each, followed by the singular verb brings with the S. Good job. Nobody is allowed to enter without a ticket. Nobody is allowed to enter without a ticket. So we have the definite pronoun nobody followed by the singular verb is. Example 4. No one has returned from the expedition. No one has returned from the expedition. We have the definite pronoun no one followed by the singular verb has. Example 5. No one was present when I received the news. No one was present when I received the news. We have the definite pronoun no one followed by the singular verb was. Do you think you get that? Now let's do an activity. So the instruction asks us to underline the correct word in each bracket. To underline the correct word in each bracket. Every one of the assignments was or were hurriedly done. Every one of the assignments was or were hurriedly done. What do you think is the answer here? Identify the subject first. And when you're able to identify the subject, you'll now know if the subject is singular or plural. And if it's singular, the verb must be singular. If it's plural, the verb must be plural. So what is the answer? Now, if you said was, you are correct because we have the definite pronoun everyone and it's followed by the singular verb and the singular verb takes the S. Good job. Number 2, someone know or knows the solution to the problem. Someone know or knows the solution to the problem. What is the answer? All right, knows. So we have someone, that definite article, someone knows. To take the singular verb. Let's continue. Each of the workers is or are responsible for the breakdown of law and order in the factory. Each of the workers is or are responsible for the breakdown of law and order in the factory. What is the answer? Now, if you said is, you are correct. We have the definite pronoun each there, so we must take the singular verb, in this case, the word is. Number 4, each of the girls do or does her work well. Each of the girls do or does her work well. What is the answer? All right, does. Does. So each, the definite pronoun each, must take the singular verb. And in this case, it is the word does. All right, let's continue. Number 5. Are or is any one of you interested in football? Are or is any of you interested in football? What is the answer? All right, so we have the word are. So, are any of you interested in football? Last one. None of my friends carry or carries lunch to school. None of my friends carry or carries lunch to school. What is the answer? Carries. So none of my friends carries lunch to school. All right, so we're doing well so far. Let's move on to rule number 3. So when we have words like neither, nor, either, or we do something. What do we do with them? Now, subjects joined together by either, or, neither, nor. When the subject closest to the verb is singular, the verb must be singular. So when we have subjects joined by these words, what do? We look at the subject that is closest to the verb, and the verb follows. So if the subject closest to the verb is singular, the verb becomes singular. But if the subject closest to the verb is plural, the verb becomes plural. That's correct. Now, for example, neither the men nor the women was or were interested in the match. Neither the men nor the women was or were interested in the match. Now, when we look, we have two subjects in the sentence. We have men being plural, and then the second subject, woman being singular. So because the word woman is closest to the verb, what happens there? Woman is singular, the verb becomes singular. So we have to select the word was. So it's going to read, neither the men nor the women was interested in the match. Let's continue. Now, if the subject closest to the verb is plural, then the verb must be plural. It only makes sense, right? Let's look at the example. Either the man or his daughters is or are selected to attend the function. Either the man or his daughters is or are selected to attend the function. We have the man being singular, daughters being plural. So the word daughters is closest to the verb. So what happens there? The verb becomes plural. So the sentence would read, either the man or his daughters are selected to attend the function. Do you think you get it? It's quite simple. So we're looking at the subject that is closest to the verb. Now, we are going to give the correct form of the verb in each bracket. All right, let's go. Neither your dress nor your look impress or impresses me much. Neither your dress nor your look impress or impresses me much. Look at that sentence carefully. All right, now if you said impresses, you are correct because we have the word look. It's right next to the verb, and look is singular, so we must take a singular verb, impresses. So neither your dress nor your look impresses me much. Number 2, either the apple pie or the banana is or are good to eat. Either the apple pie or the banana is or are good to eat. Look at it carefully. All right. Now, if you said is, you are correct because what? We have the word, the subject, banana. It's right next to the verb. So banana is singular, so we must take the singular verb. And in this case, the singular verb is the word is. So either the apple pie or the banana is good to eat. Let's continue. Number 3. Neither Pam nor his sister has or have an interest in cooking. Neither Pam nor her sister has or have an interest in cooking. What is the answer? All right, if you said has, you are correct because we have the subject sister. That's singular, that's right next to the verb. So, sister being singular, we must take the singular verb, and in this case, has. So neither Pam nor her sister has an interest in cooking. Number 4. Mother felt that neither the maid nor her assistant was or were capable of running the home. Mother felt that neither the maid nor her assistant was or were capable of running the home. What is the answer? Now, if you guess was, you're correct. So we have the subject assistant being singular. So it must take the singular verb was. So mother felt that neither the maid nor her assistant was capable of running the home. Number 5. Either your class or Tim's team has or have the right to be selected. Either your class or Tim's team has or have the right to be selected. What is the answer? All right. If you said has, you're correct. So either your class or team has the right to be selected. And finally, number 6. Neither the crew nor their leader is or are acting with sense. Neither the crew nor their leader is or are acting with sense. What is the answer? If you said is, you're correct. Neither the crew nor their leader is acting with sense because we have the singular subject leader. It's right next to the verb, so it takes a singular verb. All right, boys and girls. And that's a wrap on today's lesson. And remember, the subject of your sentence must always agree with the verb. Think of this union like a marriage. There must be some agreement between the two. Until we meet again, this is Sir Jared, and I'm out.